Sakari. Cooking with Sakari. Cooking with Sakari. Cooking with Sakari. When I'm in that kitchen with precision, mix, this is how I keep the vision of this hot taste of tradition. Food network, I need consistency. The recipe is simple. Now you're cooking with Sakari. Cooking with Sakari. Cooking with Sakari. Cooking with Sakari.
Welcome. This is Simply Cooking with Sakari, and today we're going to be doing something really special for you. We're going to be doing razor clams with lemon and garlic. Really easy, really simple. We're just going to be using what we have around the house, our local ingredients right here in the Netherlands, and I'm super excited, so let's get into it. So for the first step that we're doing right now is we're going to start purging the clams. What that means is we're cleaning the clams, right? So we have them sitting in lukewarm water just so that they open up a bit, and the water contains salt. So I put about a half a cup of salt in here, and right now it's just cleaning the inside of it, okay? We're gonna let this be there for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, we're gonna rinse it in cold water just to make sure that we get all the sand and grit from the sea out of it. All right, so we have some fresh beer here from the Netherlands, one of my favorite Amstel. Some fresh bread from the bakery, really cool. This is pretty cool as well. We have some garlic and ginger. So what I did with the garlic and ginger was I cooked it in the fat, high heat until it started to brown. Once it starts to get golden brown, just cut it off and let it slowly cook. So you just want it until it's tender. You can take it out, take a piece, taste it. But basically what this does is it preserves it so you can keep it for a very long time. And also the oil that you have, you save, and now this oil has flavor in it as well. So I think it's really cool, really nice way. Fresh ground black pepper, fresh ground chilies, some lemon, cilantro, and a house-made spice blend that I made. So you can use Old Bay if you like, or whatever spices you have at home. You can mix it up as well. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to start doing is cutting the lemon. So is just cut it down the middle. Once we cut off the sides like this, we're going to cut it down the middle. Okay, make sure it stays nice and flat. If kind of even off there, beautiful. Then we're just going to take the seeds out. Okay, nobody likes seeds of lemons, but we want that fresh juice. Okay, beautiful. We're gonna cut some cilantro, okay? Now the flavor of cilantro is really nice, but also the flavor's in the stem. So we're just gonna cut this really finely. Okay, kind of like a chiffonade. And you don't have to just use cilantro. You could use any type of herb that you like. You know, if you like tarragon, if you like parsley more, whatever you like. Just me personally, I'm a fan of cilantro. So now this bread, fresh from the bakery, you can use whatever bread you like, but when we cook the clams, it's gonna release a lot of liquid. So we want something that's gonna really soak up that liquid and soak up that flavor of the clams. Kind of add some texture to the dish as well. And bread is one of the perfect things for that. So the beer, we'll crack it open, get it ready. Maybe take a sip. All right, so we have these for sitting about 10 minutes or so. And whenever we're cooking seafood, you want it to still be alive. Okay, that's what you want. It needs to be fresh. This is from the North Sea right here in the Netherlands. Really fresh, really clean. So as you can see, the water is a little bit dirty. Just gonna take that water off. Now we're gonna use fresh water. We're using fresh water now, cold water, and we're just rinsing them. So the idea is, like I said, just getting all the salt, all the grit out, and just kind of just getting in there. Ideally, you want to use a bigger bowl so you can kind of really get in there, but it should be fine. And like I said, the most important thing with seafood is using fresh and alive seafood. Look at that. Really nice. Okay. And we're going to do this about 2 to 3 times. rinse it in cold water until you start to see it clear. Now, people are usually intimidated by razor clams because they're a little bit different, but there's really nothing to be intimidated here. They're super easy to find, really sweet, really clean. Like, don't be intimidated by the razor clam. We have medium-high heat here, okay? And we're just getting the pan nice and hot, okay? After that, what we're gonna do is take these lemons here and a little bit of oil, a little bit of this garlic oil, okay? And whenever you're using a hot pan, that's what you want, is that sizzle, okay? And we're just we're gonna sear off the lemon, okay? What this is doing is adding like an extra level of flavor to the lemon, okay? And we're just gonna do that till it gets brown. Okay. As you start to cook the lemon, you will start to smell that flavor in there. For me, a roasted lemon has so much more flavor than just a fresh lemon, but it depends on, obviously what you're using it for and such. So yeah, one thing that I found like during this whole Corona thing was that like I need to eat. I usually wasn't a fan of cooking at home just because I'm always working in the restaurant, always working in the kitchen. And the last thing I want to do after working like 16 hours is come home and cook, But once that whole Corona pandemic happened, and it's still happening, I found myself needing to cook and eat. So that's what kind of made me want to start playing around with some different food ideas and stuff. So yeah, we didn't need much oil in this. We're just trying to brown the lemon. But like that right there, that's what we're looking for. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. So I'll take it off the heat for a second. Turn down the heat. Look at that. Nice. Okay. Gonna add a little bit more oil now. And I'm gonna add the garlic and the ginger. Okay. We're gonna add the garlic and the ginger. Still medium-low heat. Okay. Turn that down a little bit. For me, I like a lot of garlic, a lot of ginger. You could use 2 to 3 cloves. A little bit of ginger. And what we're doing right now is just really kind of getting those flavors out. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our spice bin. Okay. I would say about quarter cup of a spice blend. All right. I'm gonna add some fresh pepper and some fresh chilies as well. Okay. Now I don't like my food spicy. However, I like it having different levels of flavor. So that the chili at the end, when you eat it, it's gonna really be nice. So whenever you're cooking with spices, it's really, really important that you start to toast your spices just to bring the flavor out of it. So you have the nice hot oil, you have your cooked garlic, and we're just kind of getting these flavors out of the spices, and you'll start to smell it, and it smells like amazing, So medium-high heat, and and Caribbean cuisine is really important whenever you're cooking with a curry or anything like that. You're really toasting these spices. You're really like almost burning them. But what it's doing is adding like a nuttiness flavor to it. So this is like one of the most important steps here. Okay. So once we get it nice and toasted like we want, we're gonna take our bread start to kind of just dip it in there for a second, get some of that flavor. Okay. Take it off the heat. Now we're gonna add our beer. Okay, about a half a bottle of beer or so. We're gonna cook that down, just to cook off the alcohol. So you really don't want to cook off the alcohol because you know you like a good little amount of beer in there, you know. But what that does is deglaze it. It stops the spices from toasting. Continue cooking the garlic, and now we're just concentrating on those flavors in there. Okay. So we're gonna let that go for about 5 minutes or so, and just bring that down. Have that cooking down for about 5 minutes or so. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our razor clams. Okay. And we're just going to cover them. Okay, so we're going to add our razor clams. Okay. You really want a high heat for this. Cover them really quickly. Okay. You don't want to overcook them because the worst thing is having overcooked clams. They're like chewy and they're not like as sweet, and it's no fun. You just want to cook it just till it opens up. And the secret is you kind of move them around. It's gonna help them open up faster. Don't peek, because if you peek, the longer it's gonna take to cook it. But we're gonna do this for about a minute or so. You can add a bit of water, a bit of ice in there as well. But for me, I just like the natural liqueur from the razor clams. The flavor. If I add too much water, it's gonna water it down. I'm just gonna throw everything in the pot. You know? One pot, that's it. That's all you need. One pot. You know, me, I just, you know, I'm hungry at home. I want to eat something, so we're just gonna make one pot. We're gonna have some spices. We're gonna have some beer. We're gonna have some bread. Mix all those things together. Call it a day. Yeah. You should see the steam coming down there. Smell it. Smell the beer. Smell the spices. Once they start to turn white, beautiful. We're just going to taste this broth. Really good. You taste the beer. You taste like the nuttiness of the spices, the sweetness of the clams. Really good. So I'm going to take one of these lemons. I'm going to add some lemon juice there. I'm gonna cut off the heat. I'm gonna throw some cilantro in there now. Oh yeah, look at that. Cilantro. And then that broth that's in there, we're just gonna like soak that up. Oh, delicious. Okay, you could add a little bit of finishing salt if you like. You guys don't really need to because seafood's really naturally salty, but me personally, I always like a little bit of salt. And now also what we're going to add is lemon zest. So you have a microplane here. If you don't have a microplane at home, you can use like a cheese grater or something like that. And we're just going to take the fresh zest in there as well. This is going to add like another flavor of lemon and really. That's it. Super simple, super easy. Now we can plate it up. Delicious. Take a piece of this. Sure. Take your breath. Slip in. That's it. We'll see you next time. We're cooking with Sakari. This was Simply Cooking with Sakari. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.